Right, so today we are going to look at breaking the grip or finishing the armbar basically. So we've got ourselves into the armbar and now we need to break this grip open. First of all, we're going to look at pressure breaks. So whenever I'm doing any sort, we're going to discuss it a little bit more on the next technique, but whenever we're doing any sort of break on the arm here, I want to focus around the wrist. So when I put my arm through, I want to make sure that my focus is around the wrist and the hands. Like a lot of beginners will put their arm into their elbow and like be pulling as hard as they can. And to be honest, there's not a lot of pressure on the hands there, is there? It doesn't feel like the hands are going to really break open. So we're just like pulling, like you might have a bit of a sore bicep, but this is not going to finish your armbar. We certainly don't want to be doing this and holding and just like pulling, because my hand strength versus his grip, especially when it's in the core, is definitely not going to work. So we always want to be putting an arm all the way through, and we want to focus on the wrist as much as we can. Again, we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. For the pressure breaks, simple but effective. First one, we're going to put our foot into the bicep. We always want it to be the leg foot that goes into the bicep though, not the head foot, because I want to keep this pressure through his head. If I take this leg off to place it, it gives him that little opportunity, little window for him to sit up and come out of this position. So I want to keep the leg nice and heavy on the head and take my foot that's down by the hip onto the far elbow. We're going to get nice and tight onto the arm, pull it in, make sure you don't get smacked in the face. Going to start to lean back and then we're going to push to break the grip off and then lift to finish. So that's a really nice one. Another pressure break is when we take this foot through this way. Now, the reason we want to take this leg through first is, again, it keeps the pressure on the head for longer. Two, if the leg does come off the head now and he starts to sit himself up, then we have a nice like triangle we can hit from this position. But for the pressure break, we're now going to take the second leg through. We're going to make this X on the far leg. Pulling in nice and tight on the arms. We could just like snap, but better is when we kind of like pump. So we're going to just kind of like go kick, 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 and then finish. And then through and lift for the normal armbar finish. So again, we're going to start off with these two here. So he's got his S grip, he's got his Gable grip. Through, lock into as high up the arm as we possibly can. Number one, foot goes into the bicep. We're going to start to push, snap, and finish. Number two, we're going to take the leg that's by the hips through first. Now, if something goes wrong, he pushes my leg off the head, he starts to sit up. The triangle is always going to be a nice little option for me here. But staying on the same pressure break, we make the X on the far arm. Sometimes it's just enough that we can just pull and break it. But if you like pump, 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 come on, keep a good grip. Pump, 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 and then snap. Pull it away, finish. All right, so let's start with those two. Just a word of caution. Make sure their hand is not right in front of your face when you break those grips. Otherwise, we might be missing a few teeth by the end. 1, 2, 3, let's do it. Okay, so again, let's still continue on with S grip or Gable grip. To be honest, like the breaks for both are similar. So whether they got S grip or Gable grip. If you notice, just a little added bonus, if you notice that your partner has put their S grip the wrong way around, this way, oh yes, it's a lovely little wrist lock that we can hit here. So we put our arm through, we find those knuckles and we just give it a nice slap and we pull in and we get the wrist lock. So that's if they put their hand the wrong way around. So whenever our partner, or if we can take his arms away from the main core of his body, he's always going to be weaker. So first one that we're going to look at is going towards the shoulder. So if I'm going to go towards the shoulder, it means this arm is going to be the one that's attacking at the wrist. Again, super, super important. If I just put this through and I'm down by the elbow and I try to go down here, I'm not going to get the pressure that I need. So I'm going to put this arm through first, lock the elbow into position, then I'm going to punch this one and follow through. But I'm going to go right next to the hand that I want. Keep pulling the elbow in this direction as we pull the arm this way. So this arm stays through. This one goes nice and deep, and then we're going to fall down. You see, as I pull, he just takes his arm away from that core position. If we need to, we'll go right down to the shoulder and then circle back in, lift and finish. Now, as far as opening the arms, this is amazing. Works really, really well. The only problem with this one is if this guy knows how to do hitchhiker escape, we're kind of giving him that window for the hitchhiker. So we go through with the first arm, through with the second arm, punch. So remember, we're pulling this elbow this way. As this one punches through, fall down, break the grip, center back up, and finish the arm. One of my absolute favorite ones to do is to go the opposite direction. So this time we're gonna put this first arm in, put the second arm in, and then we're gonna go nice and deep for that last one, and we're gonna fall down. If you notice where my arm is, where my elbow is, it's really high, and already I've got good pressure into where that grip is. If you want to, you can even grab hold of your own gi. So we've got that good pressure. Now, also what you can see is that Paul sat himself up because he wants to keep his arm bent. If he lays himself back down right now, he's just adding that straight arm in. So once we've got to this position, we hook onto the leg so he's not disappearing. Little bit mean. We're going to just use this leg to kick him back where he came from. So it's not a disconnection and a smash, unless we're in a proper fight, of course. We're just going to curl the hamstring, kick the leg away, keep it nice and tight, and finish the armbar. So again, same principle. We're going to work our arms in, up high, until I get to attack the wrist. Grab your gi if you want to, so that we stay high on that grip on the hands. We're going to lean down towards the legs. Hook on the legs, and you see how it lifts the body up off the floor. Keep this nice and tight. We're going to use this leg to stamp away, keep it tight, lift, and finish for the armbar. Right, so last one, we're going to take our arm through from the head side, nice and deep. We're going to take our second hand and we're going to put our elbow in front of our partner's elbow, and then we're going to connect our hands. So basically, I'm going to push my elbow into his elbow. I'm going to use this top hand to pull into the arm. So we're like really condensing the pressure right through the arm that we're trying to take. Once the grip snaps, we pull it down, but nice armbar finish. So again, the arm that's by the head is going to go through. Second hand, we're going to put our elbow in front of his elbow, connect your hands, push the elbow in towards his body. So it's kind of like that sort of Americana type action onto his arm. Push it on the elbow, pull on the wrist till it snaps, then pull down and finish. So number one, let's go down towards the head. Number two, let's go towards the legs, kick our partner away for the grip break. Number three, elbow to elbow, connect the hands and snap to break the grip here. So 3 different types of grip break if they've got Gable grip or S grip. 1, 2, 3, let's do it.